Hi, I'm Eric Siegel with ericstrains.com, and today we're going to do something a little bit different for a change. Rather than looking at an O-scale train set or an O-scale engine, we are going to take a look at a beautiful O-scale structure. This is the built and ready Morrison's Doors factory from Woodland Scenics. Okay, so what we have here is one of the many built and ready structures that Woodland Scenics has put out over the last few years. The Morrison's Doors factory that you see here is not brand new. It was put out around 2013 or 2014, but it is absolutely gorgeous. This whole series of buildings is amazing because they're all built and ready. That means you can pretty much just drop them right into your layout because they are pre-built, pre-lit, and pre-weathered, and that sets them apart from most other pre-built O-scale structures because most of the time when you take the thing out of the box, it looks brand new and you have to weather it or modify it to make it fit into your layout. But not so in this case. You don't have to really do anything unless you just really want to. They look great out of the box and you can just drop them right into your layout. The detail and thought that has gone into these structures is astounding, and if you haven't seen them yet, you are going to absolutely fall in love with them. So what I'm going to do is take a few minutes to show you all of the details on this thing, and then we'll plug it up so you can see how it's lit, and then finally we'll dim the light so that you can see how it looks in a nighttime setting. So let's start off on the front of the building. We've got the Morrison's Doors sign right here, and it has been slightly weathered so that it doesn't look brand new. And by the way, if you don't get the joke behind the Morrison's Doors factory name, that means you are either too young or you need to expand your musical horizons, or both. Above the sign, we've got these three nice looking lights. They are not functional because I'm guessing it would have been cost prohibitive to get tiny little wires and tiny little LEDs into these lights, but they look great nonetheless. Over here, we've got this little vent, and again, it's weathered so that it doesn't look brand new. The brick on this building is fantastic, and you'll see lots of it. There are dark spots, there are light spots, there are spots where it looks like it's been patched up. Over here, we've got a patched up window with different colored brick. The windows are fantastic. These windows have black backing behind them so that you can't see into the building. And even the windows are weathered. You can see that this side is a little cleaner than this side over here, and even these parts down here are weathered to make them look a little bit dirty. If we move over to the right just a bit, you can see one of the many weathered gutters on this building. They look fantastic. And then we've got this piece here that's attached to the bricked up window, and then there's a pipe going down through the roof. Now, I've never run a door factory, so I have no idea what this is for, but it looks really cool. Moving down to the lower part of the front of the building, there's a little hose here on a hook. It looks great. Some more of these nice looking windows. There are some weathered steps with a weathered handrail. We've got this nice looking light above the door. It's not functional, but it looks great. Look at this detailing on the corners of the building. I mean, that looks fantastic. And then check out this door. It's weathered, and then the blinds are not perfect. They're crooked and beat up a little bit. And there's even a crooked little sign with the office hours. Looks great. Around the corner from the front door, check out all of this great architecture going on. The windows, again, look fantastic with all sorts of crooked blind action. And then through the windows, there is an office interior to be seen, and I'll show that to you when we turn the lights on in just a few minutes. As we round the corner, we come to the freight entrance side of the building. We've got a nicely detailed weathered propane tank, another one of those nice gutters, a really cool sign painted onto the side of the building, and then we've got the weathered freight doors, the bumpers below the doors for the trucks, and then some nice signs right here. Above the freight entrance on the second story, we've got all of this cool pipe action, and again, it's all weathered. There's a really nice looking ladder, and again, we've got some really nice looking bricked up windows. There's a lot to see on the back of the building, so let's start off with the second story. Right here, we've got a couple bricked up windows, and then we've got the transformer that would supply power to the building. There's another one of those nice looking vents like we had on the front of the building. And then we've got a nice looking piece of equipment here. And again, I've never run a factory, so I have no idea what this would be used for, but it looks cool. And then we've got some more of these nice looking windows. And again, these have black backing so that you can't see what's inside. And then down here, we've got a nice looking weathered shingled awning. Now check out the lower level here. How awesome is this? Starting on the left, we've got another great looking window with black masking behind it. And then we've got a decorative light up here. There's a weathered set of steps with a weathered handrail. Underneath the dock, check out all of this great architecture going on. How cool is that? And then behind all of this stuff on the dock, we've got some nicely weathered doors with some signs. And then we've got a utility box, and this conduit runs all the way up to that transformer that we saw on the upper level. And then on the dock, we've got some sheets of glass, a hand truck with some crates on it, a pallet with a big crate of something on it, and then we've got a little forklift device, and then finally a pallet of doors from the Morrison's Doors factory, and then at the end here, we've got another weathered handrail. Now, just in case you're new to the game, when you put this building on your layout, you would run your track parallel to this dock, and then you would roll your boxcar up to the dock, and that's where the imaginary workers would load and unload the freight. As we round the corner, we come to the final side of the building. Again, under the dock here, we've got some more of that great architecture going on. We've got a gutter and downspout going down the side of the building here. There are 5 nicely done windows, and again, they have black backing behind them. There's a decorative light here with a nice weathered door below it with a legible sign on it. We've got a weathered trash dumpster right here. There's a vent structure up here, a nice awning below that, and then we've got these nicely weathered double doors with some legible signage on them. The folks at Woodland Scenics did a great job on the roof of the factory as well. Some items you've already seen, such as this piece here and the piping on the other side, but we've also got 2 roof hatches, one here and one here. There are 3 rooftop vents, 1, 2, 3. We've got a smokestack over here. Here's the AC unit. And then we've got the rooftop water tank. There is a wood support structure below the tank. And then there's a nicely done tank and a ladder here. And of course, everything up here is weathered, including the roof. Okay, so now I want to power up the building to show you how it looks when it's illuminated. But before I do that, I want to explain how the lighting system works. On the inside of the building, you'll find the lighting control board here. And each of these 4 sets of wires goes off to a light somewhere on the building. And for each light, there's a dimmer switch. So you can actually control the brightness of each light on the building, and that's pretty cool. And then this plug here is for your power supply. Now this building is compatible with the Woodland Scenics Just Plug lighting system, but for most of us, we're just going to plug it up to a normal power supply like we do for the rest of the lights on our layout. And so this plug here that comes with the building ends in a black and red wire that you would hook up to your power supply. Now there is a converter on the board that converts AC to DC, so you can hook this up to any 16 to 20 volt AC power supply and you're good to go. So let's go ahead and power the building up and take a look. Okay, so 2 of the 4 lights on the structure are used for the office on the front side of the building. So if you look, now all of this is illuminated, and if we take a look inside, you can see the cardboard interior, which looks pretty good. The 3rd light is used underneath this awning on the side of the building. And then the 4th and final light is used under the awning on the loading dock. Finally, here's a look at the building in an evening setting with the room lights dimmed, and as you can see, it looks fantastic. And check out that view of the loading dock. Looks great. Okay, that about wraps it up for this review. This is a beautiful structure, as you've seen, and it's only one of a whole series of buildings like this that Woodland Scenics is putting out. And the best part about this thing, in my opinion, is the price. The retail price on this factory is right at $170. Now, that may seem like a lot at first, but it's really not when you consider what you're getting. I mean, this building has much more detail and thought put into it than pretty much any other ready-made building out there in O-scale. It is a really good price. And again, that's the retail price. If you go through a good dealer, you can probably get 10 or 20 bucks off that retail price, and that makes it an even better deal. Now, if you're interested in purchasing one of these, you can get it directly from Woodland Scenics, or through any Woodland Scenics dealer. I get these things from my favorite train store, which is Legacy Station. You can find them on the web at www.legacystation.com or give them a call at 770-339-7780. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm Eric Siegel, and I'll see you next time. To discuss this model or any other O-Gauge trains and to meet other O-Gauge modelers, check out the O-Gauge Railroading Magazine online forum at ogrforum.ogaugerr.com.